Hi everyone, this is John with Front Range Anglers, and today we're going to be talking about 5 patterns that will definitely get you through the tough days of runoff. Alright, so starting the list is going to be a tungsten Pat's rubber leg. You can do this in a number of different sizes and color variations. My personal favorite is some of the darker color variations in like a size 10 or so, just because it's big, it's heavy, it gets down, and in muddy or off-color water, the trout are going to be able to see it a lot easier with those darker colors. Next on the list is going to be an olive meat whistle. Now, just because it's runoff doesn't mean you can't fish streamers, and this is one of my favorites. This in a olive or a black is one of my go-tos, just because, yet again, if you have off-color stained water, it's going to show up really well, and it's a great one to be able to jig in some of those side currents and banks, little pockets that you find along the river. So definitely give it a shot if you haven't. Third is going to be a big 20-incher nymph. Yet again, this is just going to be a great either point fly or something to really use on your rig to help get it down. It's going to have a nice big buggy profile, so it's going to imitate a lot of different things in that water column and make sure that trout can see it as it's going by. So you'll get some pretty nice reactionary strikes out of these as well. Now, everything you throw during runoff does not have to be big by any means. So we also put a little midge bomb on here. You can use this to help get down in some of the shallower areas, or just to have a small, still weighted fly on there for your different rigs, whether it's a dry drop or a nymph rig, you name it. So always a good one to have. Now, I don't think it would be a proper list of flies for runoff if we didn't have some sort of worm on there. So I did go ahead and put on the depth charge squirmy worm, just because worms are going to be very, very prevalent this time of year with all the rainstorms and water on the banks and in the soil. Those worms are going to be coming out. They're going to get pushed into those river streams. So having a nice, heavy, fast sinking worm is one that you should always try and give a shot, just because you'll definitely catch some fish on it. Whether we like to admit it or not, worms work. So guys, that concludes our 5 flies that we chose here at the shop for some great runoff patterns. If you're kind of, on the fence about fishing runoff, definitely still go out. Be safe, of course, but you can still find some great fish and some great water, even in these tough conditions. So have fun, guys, and like always, tight lines.